Hi everyone, it's Lindsay with Silver Crow Tarot, and I just thought I'd stop in today and do a VR to Chanel Days. She put out a hashtag VDayDecks, and I thought I would give this a try, probably as I think it is, my first VR. I have so many that I want to do, and I usually write them all down, but this time I thought I would give it a try here. So, let's go with the first one. First one is a Valentine, and that is your current favorite deck. Mine is this one. My gosh, I have no words for this one. I really don't. It is the Nightweight Tarot, and I haven't been able to put this deck down since I bought it. The more I work with it, the more I want to use it. It's the perfect combination of color, black and white images. She uses some famous people and specific cards, of course, Pamela Coleman Smith. But what really sold me on this deck, honestly, and I keep gravitating to it over and over and over, is this card right here. I know I've mentioned before that I'm a Sagittarius, and the Knight of Wands is related to Sagittarius. Literally, this could have been me barrel racing in the desert in Arizona when I was a kid, and my love for horses and riding and my love for the desert. And specifically, there are Joshua trees right here. A couple years ago, my husband and I made a trip to California, and I wanted to see some of the national parks, so we went to Yosemite, and we went to Joshua Tree, and I won't go into depth on it here, but I had a very profound experience in Joshua Tree. I don't know how to explain it. I felt like I came home, if that makes any sense to anyone. Anyway, but this deck is just everything to me. I'm not big on people decks. I prefer less people, maybe more animals or more nature, etc. But there is something about this deck that I just love. I really do. I think the colors are magnificent. It's very well put together. I did buy Michelle's large book that comes with it, even though this one comes with a deck. It's a short and sweet sort of little guidebook. But I do like the larger book that came with this. But this deck, I don't know. I really don't. I just, every time I want to reach for a tarot deck for any specific reason, lately, probably the last few months, this is the one I always pull. God, she's awesome. She is awesome. And look at this Fool. Oh my gosh, all the colors, the beautiful colors. Just, Fool is ready, just ready to step off that cliff. It does come with 3 different lovers card, which is nice. I really like that, and it's inclusive. It's a very inclusive deck. It's just perfect, and this is Michelle Nightweight herself, the Empress, of course. So that is my Valentine deck. This is my sweetheart, and I foresee it probably being my top 5 decks, maybe even my top 3 decks. Okay, this is going to be fun trying to find a place to set all of these as I move on to the next one. Okay, so the next one is a Galentine, and it's a fun deck. I picked Joie de Vivre for this category, or to be my Galentine, because before the Night Wait came along, this one was occupying my time. I just absolutely adore this deck so much. I love the quirky little creatures. I love Paulina Faye's artwork. I have almost all of her decks. I think there's only one I'm missing. But I love these little creatures. They just bring me such joy, and they're fun, but they are honest in the delivery of their messages. They are very honest. So if I'm feeling, I don't know, a little soft or a little vulnerable, but I need an honest answer, and I want it to come easy for me, unlike my Crow Tarot, which is bam in my face all the time. Anyway, I pull this deck. So she is quite the deck for me, and I would be lost without her. Oh, look at that. Look at this Emperor. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I get caught up with these. I love the animals. I can't say. You're going to hear me say I love a lot, because these decks I've picked are my favorite decks, and that's just the way it is in this video, probably in every other video I put out. Okay, so the next prompt is Lover, and that is a romantic, sexy, erotic deck. And honestly, the closest thing I have to that, sexy or erotic or romantic, is going to be the Goddess of Love. Now, I haven't worked with her but just a couple of times. I got great readings with this deck. I love collage decks anyway. I think the artwork is quite lovely. I know the pink and the red can bother some people, but it doesn't bother me at all, because I'm a pink girl. So I love pinks. But I'm going to work with this one the rest of this month and really get to know her better, because I think she has a lot to offer and a lot to help reveal some of my inner femininity. Being a Sagittarius, I'm a fiery girl, so I tend to, be an action sort of girl instead of, sitting too much in my feminine power, and that is something that I want to embrace more of. So this one, the Goddess of Love Tarot, is my Lover deck. The next one is Wedding Day, and that is a cliche or popular deck. And I chose the Tarot of Mystical Moments. Definitely in my top 10 decks. I adore this deck. I also feel that it is fairly popular with a lot of readers. It's gorgeous. The artwork and colors are just stunning. The guidebook is lovely, and the images to me have a kind of, I don't know, sort of a dreamlike quality. I find myself falling into these images and into the artwork very easily, and my intuition just, I mean, it pings off the charts whenever I pull this deck. A lot of the times, and well, most of the time, I don't go to the guidebooks. I just let the image speak to me, and these images definitely speak to me. So this is my wedding day deck, the Tarot of Mystical Moments. Okay, the next deck is Love Spell. Now, I can't remember if Chanel mentioned all tarot decks or if we could use oracles, but I tend to do my own thing anyway, so I go with what moves me and my Love Spell, the magical or witchy deck, and I chose the Earthly Souls and Spirits Moon Oracle because it is both. It is magical. It is witchy. It delivers the perfect messages for me every single time I use it. I have witchy tarot decks and I have other witchy oracle decks, but this is my favorite. I have all the Season of the Witches, and I do love them. I do. But there is something about this deck. To me, it is pure magic. I love the single words. You know, my intuition works with this as well. You know, mindful, mystical. There we go. Mystical and magical. Wish. Oh my goodness, these are just gorgeous. Just absolutely stunning artwork. I appreciate Terry Foss's artwork so much. And there's a lot of animals in here, and I like that too. But it is magical to me. It's dreamy. It makes me tap into my inner witch really well. And I just love this deck. So this is the, which one was this? The Magical and Spell deck. Okay, the next one is Pets and Kids, and that's Animals or Inner Child deck. I have no inner child decks. I'm 60-something years old, so I don't need to work with my inner child much. I am a big child to begin with, so, you know, that's just who I am. But this deck, the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid, this is my go-to animal deck. Always and forever will be my go-to animal deck. I have used it so much since I got it. It is so bendy and so soft. Beautiful cardstock. Beautiful imagery. Oh, White Raven Spirit. Trust in the magic. Oh, there you go. I love this deck. I love animal decks. And like I said before, I have quite a few. So they're sort of my favorites. But this one is super special. Now, I know a lot of people don't care that much for Colette Baron-Reid, and that's fine, to each their own. But I have quite a few of her decks, and I enjoy her writing, and I don't always want to have decks that are or can give me too much of a negative feel, you know, especially animal decks. I want them to come to me, deliver a good, solid, sound message for me, and do so in a way that is thought-provoking. It makes me think, and it lifts me up, you know. I want to be lifted up. A lot of the times, I want to be lifted up. And I want to let go. Let go of things that no longer work for me. But this is a great deck. And I've been doing a lot of reading shamanism and a little bit of studying shamanism. And I come to this deck quite often with that. I work with animal energy. And I'm always curious which animal is showing up for me on a daily basis. I can't say I pull a card from this daily, but I do pull a card every single month at the beginning of the month as the animal to work with that month. And then I'll work with others throughout the month as well, but there's always the main one. So that is my pets and kids, and that is the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. Okay, the breakup. The breakup. That is a deck that isn't working for you anymore, and I do not have it to show because it was the Hush Tarot, and I gifted that to my son. He likes it. It works for him, but it was not a deck that worked for me at all. I never really got a message that was clear from that deck. I love the artwork. It was stunning, absolutely stunning. So sometimes I just sit here and flip through it and just look at the artwork. But never, ever, in the many times I tried to use that deck, did it give me a clear and accurate reading. It just left me more befuddled and confused. So I didn't want to keep it just for the artwork alone. But I'm happy that my son has it, and he uses it, and he enjoys it, and that means the world to me. Okay, the next prompt is Matchmaker, the favorite deck pairing. This was instant for me. It's these two. This is the Phantom Wise Tarot. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And the Literary Witches Tarot. And I have to say, in all honesty and giving her her props, this is a Candy Made Me Do It pairing. Candy from Candy Soul and Soil paired this on one of her videos, and I was hooked. I mean, absolutely hooked. So I had to buy it. They work so well together. It's sometimes it's scary to me. I haven't shuffled these or done anything with them. I just, they're just in their bags waiting for me. But they are so accurate, and I just love the way they look together. So you know what I'm gonna do, just because I can. I'm going to give just a quick little shuffle here. Not much, just a little bit. And just sort of lay it out like I would do in a normal reading. Of course, this is not a reading. But bees, what do we know about bees? Bees are workers. Bees are all about the community. Bees produce sweetness. Bees give life. Without bees, well, we wouldn't have produce, would we? We wouldn't have most of the flora and fauna that we have. So let's take care of the bees. Let's don't be apathetic towards the bees. Let's see all that they have to offer. Oh, 6 of Wands. And you know what? When the bees win, we win. Everybody wins. So we'll just flip through these as I talk a little bit. I do not know all of the literary witches in this deck, so I do have to use the guidebook occasionally with them, but some of them I do know and I have read. I am an English major, or I say English major, but really, in all honesty, it's like literature major. But I just love the way these work together. 2 of Wands, the body, and the sun. And a lot of the imagery, well, I shouldn't say a lot, some of the imagery is very synchronous with the tarot deck as well. Page of Cups, Lion, and Judgment. The Wall, the Fool, Page of Swords. praying mantis. And I would have to look up a praying mantis. I'm not, I mean, I know a lot of insects, but not exactly what their meaning is. But I just love this deck together. Anyway, we'll stop there. Okay. Oh, and I did want to say, you know, so I'm going to cheat here. Okay, I'm a cheater right off. Isn't that bad? I just decide I'm going to cheat, so I do. Anything, any oracle deck I have, any tarot deck I have, just about every other deck I own pairs with the Intuitive Night Goddess. The Intuitive Night Goddess is also in my top 10 of decks. And I just, you know, I love this deck. I just do. She goes with just about anything. So whenever I have a deck out and it's like, what do I want to pair with this? What messages do I want to get? Where do I want to go? You know, what more information can I draw from? And I don't have a specific deck in mind. This is the one I pull. Each and every time, this is the one I pull. And it doesn't matter, honestly, which tarot deck or oracle deck I'm using. This Intuitive Night Goddess will pair with it. We'll play with it. We'll have a conversation with it. We'll talk together. And I get amazing readings every time I use this deck and pair it with anything. I really do. So that was my little cheat. I had to throw in an extra tarot deck there, but I love it. Absolutely love it. Let me clear these off. I don't want to edit this. I don't want to have to stop and redo since I'm very new to filming or videoing or whatever you want to call it. So if you would, please just bear with me for a moment while I get these out of the way and then we can move on. Okay. The next prompt is the Anti-Valentine. Not popular or underrated deck. I chose another oracle deck, and this one is Messages from the Light. This is a great little deck. I mean, short and sweet, pretty backs. I have trimmed mine. You get a one-word meaning on the front of the cards, and I can take this again with my intuition and just run with it. I don't have to get into the guidebook. I do on occasion, but it's not necessary. The guidebook's messages are sort of short and sweet, you know, nothing overwhelming. But let's look Breakthrough. Let's take this card, Breakthrough. Such beautiful colors, pretty colors. The expression of the soul cannot be opposed. Persevere beyond the veils of fear, doubt, and self-interest. Obstructions dissolve when embraced. All is well. So you can use that meaning, or you can think to yourself, what does breakthrough mean to you? Have you had a breakthrough? Anyway, this is just, I don't see a lot of people using it. I know Don Michelle uses this deck, but I really don't see it getting much love out there. And it's a shame because it visually is pretty. The colors are nice and saturated and gorgeous. It's soft. The images have sort of a softness to them. And I find that it pairs well with quite a lot of the decks I have. So it's great. And it's also, I tend to travel a lot. My husband and I travel a lot. So it's since I've trimmed it, it's a smaller deck, and it's one I can take with me on my travels to get a quick message, which is wonderful. So this is Messages from the Light, and that's my anti-Valentine. Okay. The next prompt is, what have we got? Send a Valentine. So the next one is Send a Valentine, and this is a deck you would gift to others, and I chose Spirit Song Tarot. I didn't think of this as gifting to someone who might be a new beginner. I just thought of what would be a nice all-around deck for someone. I have edged and trimmed mine as well. To just, I mean, you could start with it, or you could use it as what I call a twofer. Because it has meanings, two-word meanings on each card, you could actually use this as an oracle deck. You use it as a tarot deck. It is animal-based, and it is Paulina Faye used shamanic and Native American symbolism when she created the deck, and I really appreciate that. Of course, it's soft, it's pastel. Some people don't like the soft pastel, but the images are really gorgeous. They truly are. And I think that anyone can pick this deck up and use it, even though the suit names have been changed. I still think it's easy to grasp. I mean, easy to grasp. 5 of Feathers. Okay, strategy and resilience. And right down here, it has the elemental symbol. 5 of Feathers. Feathers is air. The Chariot. Here we have the 8 of Crystals. And the 8 of Crystals is earth. Crystals is pentacles. Okay, shells. All right, we have the symbol for water. So the shells is a symbol of cups. This hermit card gets me every time. This sweet little koala bear sitting up in there, contemplation and wisdom. It's just a joy. Acorns. All right, acorns is wands, and there's the symbol for fire, and that's passion and creativity. And you can see that acorns is passion and action and stuff. So I definitely would gift this deck to just about anybody, seriously. And if they don't know about animals, the little guidebook is sweet. We'll just open. Here we have Queen of Feathers is a bat, perception and truth. So we have a message, we have keywords, reverse message, and reverse keywords. So it is a reversible deck if someone wants to use it reversible. There's the backs of it. But I think it's adorable. I mean, Queen of Feathers, bat, perception and truth. With sharp perception, bat's keen radar cuts through that which is hidden. A mistress of the naked truth. She doesn't stand for being fooled. Well, that certainly describes the Queen of Swords to me. This is the deck I would gift. I would send a Valentine. Okay, and the last one, which is Day Lingerie. It's an expensive or luxury deck. Now I have to be honest, I do not have a lot of expensive decks. The reason I don't, and I would love to, is because we do travel. We travel a lot, and so I want to explore the world. I want to see things I've never seen before. So right now, the money I would normally spend on, $100 $100 deck or so, I put that to our travels because that's what's important to me at the moment. However, I have this deck, and this deck is the Wild Whiskers Oracle deck, and this is by Faina Lorna, I believe. Faina Lorna. I got it on Etsy. This deck feels like pure luxury to me. It is silky soft, black matte. It has soft black edging on it, and it has the most adorable animal artwork. Again, with an animal deck, I know, but it has the most adorable animal artwork. It shuffles beautifully. It glides. It's like silk in my hands. It just glides so wonderfully. And I absolutely love holding this deck, flipping through these cards. I also appreciate the 3-word prompts on the top. Here's Brawny Bear. Isn't he adorable? Power, inner strength, rejuvenation. And then it has like what I call a little mantra at the bottom of the card. Mighty guardian of the woods, connect me to the power of the earth. And this is wonderful for a daily pull. Or oftentimes I will use this to, if I don't really have anything to ask for the day, I will just pull one of these cards and I will let the words lead me. And I'll pull a tarot deck that goes with this. A lot of times I will pull Intuitive Night Guardian with this because she loves playing with these animals. And I will just take these words, where do I need to exert more power today? What inner strength do I have that can help me in exerting that power? And how can I rejuvenate at the end of the day? What will help me? Something like that. And how can I connect to the earth today? What can I do? Maybe just go outside and be in the sun, or maybe I need to hibernate. Either way, I'm connecting. But I just adore this deck, and I don't have another deck that feels like this. I really don't. I think the closest deck I have that feels this silky and luxurious would be the Dark Side Skeleton Tarot. It's not, it's got the black edges too. They're not as silky as this, which blows my mind. But anyway, I love this deck. Spunky Squirrel, Daring Dragonfly, Tranquil Turtle, Graceful Giraffe, Curious Cat, Brave Bat, Crafty Crocodile, Boldness, Self-Discovery, Assurance, Ancient Keeper of Wisdom and Insight, show me how to dive deep into my feelings. Anyway, this is my day lingerie. I love using this. I love touching it. I love feeling it. I love the colors. I love it all. So yes, this has been a VR that's all about love, but isn't that what this VR is about? Valentine's Day. So these are my decks. These are the decks I love, and we go with the prompts for Chanel. I'd like to thank Chanel for creating the list, and I hope you all remember to show yourself some love this Valentine's Day. The greatest love we have is the one with ourselves. Peace and love.